How busy?
We trying to be, yeah. What's going on? Can we help you with anything?
No, sir. I got for Dr. Pepper, but I got one.
Got a Dr. Pepper? Okay, well, we've been told you're up here looking in trucks and cars and stuff like that.
I'm going to take a few pictures of patrol cars.
Okay. But don't get up to them and don't be looking in them. Don't be getting on personal vehicles and stuff like that. All right?
I'm not well versed in the law, but anything I can see in public, I can film, take pictures of.
You can't go
That's
up
a
and
public
look in it
technically,
and stuff like that.
it's public property, correct?
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's
it's
city
not?
property.
I'm sorry, who owns the city?
The city of Livingston.
Taxpayers, public property.
You pay
I'm
taxes.
not going to jump on those cars or nothing like that. I'm not here for any ill intent, any ill will.
Okay.
I'm not going to damage your equipment.
Okay, then what's going on?
Nothing, I'm just taking pictures.
Just take
I really
pictures?
thought this car was pretty neat.
Okay.
I like how y'all have it right out front.
You can look at it all you want, but keep your distance from it. Okay?
I mean,
Sidewalk.
so you're gonna wait? I'm trespassing from public property.
Or you want to argue?
How
Is
is
that what
it-
you come up here for?
How's it private property?
It's owned by the city. You have any reason to
The city is not a private entity.
You have any reason to be looking into anybody's vehicles?
In anybody's vehicles?
Yeah.
No, I didn't take a picture of any. I tried to make sure I didn't get any personal vehicles at all. However, these vehicles are public vehicles, driven by public servants to do service for us.
Right.
And I respect y'all's job. I don't know out here to cause y'all any problems, I promise.
Okay. Just don't be walking around up here by the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, you can stay on the sidewalk and take all the pictures you want and look at them all you want.
Well, I mean, until y'all get a sign back there that says that, because y'all don't have a sign back there that says no public access.
I don't have to put signs up everywhere for you.
Well, no, sir, you have to put it out for the public, so we know that we
There's one
can't
right
be
there.
in here.
There's one right there.
Yes, sir, but I came in from that way.
Okay.
So every person that comes in from that way,
Okay, so now you've read that one, right? You see that one there?
yes,
Now
sir,
you
it's
understand what I'm
still
talking about.
not legally binding because the other entrance doesn't have the same sign. Plus,
Means
you
the
would
same
probably
thing. It's the
you would
same
probably
problem.
have to set one every 6 foot here just to make sure that
If you
the
can't
public
read
was
one
able
sign
to
and
see them.
understand it, I'm not going to post them every 6 foot for you.
Well, if I'm walking from over here, how am I?
You run the risk of that then, because you already know, because you've done said that you know. You're recording, we're recording, so we know that you know.
Right,
there's no
but again,
public access.
that's not legally
You can take
binding
your
because
pictures
it's
from the
just that
sidewalk.
one sign.
Take your picture from the sidewalk.
You have to have at least both entrances for
I
it to
don't
be
have to at
legally
least have
binding.
nothing just because you say so.
It's not because I say so; it's because the law says so. You're a law enforcement
I
officer,
don't hear
right?
the law saying anything except take your picture from the sidewalk.
I don't hear the law saying anything at all.
Okay.
No, I mean it says that it's public property.
You want to come up here and just argue, and
I'm not trying to argue with you.
Stay away from the car.
You have a name and badge number, sir?
That's it?
You have a name and badge number?
Yep.
Can I get it?
You have a name?
I do.
Okay, can I get it?
Mr. White?
Mr. Early?
Early? Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Sir, do you have your driver's license with you?
Oh, you're not getting that.
Why
I haven't
not?
broken any law.
They want a criminal trespass warrant against you though.
Criminal trespass warning on a public
Yes, sir.
building?
Yes, sir.
What crime did I commit?
You're in here smoking.
No, sir.
You're
This isn't
recording
even
when you're
lit.
not supposed to.
I was smoking in the building. They said
That's-
that because
that's
they
what
have
they
their
said.
own cameras. So I would like them to prove that right now. You can go watch the camera, and if you see me smoking, I will gladly put my hands behind my back.
You're not going to jail right now.
No, I'm
What
not
you're
giving
seeing
you
is
no
criminal
ID.
trespass. What's your name?
You're going to take me to jail to ID me, man.
What's your name?
You can call me Mr. White.
What is your last name?
Sorry?
What is your last name?
Mr. White. That's my
Mr.
last
White.
name.
What's your first name?
Lily. You have a badge number?
219.
219? Does it matter much out here?
What does what matter?
If you have a badge number or anything. I mean,
Well, it's our call number, yeah.
y'all just kind of, it's your call, so it's a car? Or no, that's
No,
your,
it's my personal number.
was your body cam on the whole time? Has it been on?
Yes.
Okay. So I can FOIA request your conversation with her and hear her lies? Because, I mean, I've been recording the whole time, too. I didn't light any cigarette in there. It was unlit when you came out here with me, and I'm standing in front of your car. I think close enough that the camera should pick me up. So, I mean,
you don't give me your
did
name?
you smell cigarette smoke in
You're not
there?
going to give me your name?
No, sir. I gave you my name, Mr. White.
Turn around and put your hands behind your back for me.
For what?
You're getting arrested
For what?
for unfailure to identify.
You have to
They
be.
want a criminal trespass warrant issued on you.
It's
right
a public building.
now. Okay, I understand that, but you broke the rules in here.
What rules?
No
You
recording.
are a law enforcement officer, not a rule enforcement officer.
I understand.
That is a public lobby. Any member of the public can walk through those doors and go in there
Okay,
and
they-
get
they
any
wanna file
information they want.
charges on you.
For what?
Trespassing.
You can't trespass me
They
from a
have to ask
public
you to
building.
leave
Sir, you
from
cannot trespass me from a public building without committing a crime first. I have to commit a crime before I can be trespassed from any piece of public property.
Then you need to speak with these ladies in here.
I need to speak with them in there.
Well, no, not now, because they're closed.
That's why I ended up coming out here.
Is it?
I'll be back in the morning. Those signs that they have up there, all those laws that they have listed there, none of them apply to me.
Okay.
Most of them are HIPAA laws that apply to them. So what law am I breaking to be trespassed from public property?
They don't want you here.
It doesn't matter if they don't want me. It's public property. They are public officials just like you, sir. I go to your PD. I walk through your parking lot where your car's parked because the one sign on your front entrance is not legally binding. You got to have at least another sign on the other entrance and probably, like I told, what was his name? Dallas. What's Dallas's last name? Not Smiley. Early. Like I told Mr. Early the other night.
Did you tell him that?
Sorry?
When was that?
A few nights ago. I told him that the sign is not legally binding. It's one sign in the front. I walked in from the sidewalk in the back. There's no sign there saying you can't come across. And then either that road is a continuance of Beatty Road or the Bank Road is a continuance of Beatty Road. Either way, one of those, either the road that y'all park on is public property and we can walk through it because it is a public throughway, or the bank property is public road. And then you would have to put a fence or something from there, because what if I'm walking down that road and decide I want to come into the PD? It's public property. You cannot trespass me from public property without me committing a crime first.
Okay. Like what?
Am I being detained, sir?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm just asking you to hold tight for a second.
All right. Will you ask them, or will you tell them that my only request is that they remove those signs? I mean, if they want to keep telling people that it's illegal and people want to keep just walking out, that's fine. But I'm not going to obey a sign that does not have anything. There's no laws. I mean, if you can tell me a law that I'm violating, please. I mean, I won't resist you at all, sir. I promise.
Hold on. 1 second.
So I'm not detained, but he wants me to hold on.
I don't think so.
I'll be over at the post office. Are you the, IA? I guess you would be the head of IA since you're because everybody else is sergeants below you.
Yes,
right?
I do the internal investigation.
Right. So yeah, I was just, y'all have a written policy established that's available to the public?
Yes, we have policy.
Okay.
Okay.
To have the forms readily available because it says it has to be in writing.
Well, for which one? Now we've got complaint forms I can get you right now.
Okay. Oops, so y'all just don't have like a commendation form.
Yeah, so normally on all the compliments they either get mailed or emailed or something like that.
Yeah. Well, then part of that,
But if you want a complaint form, I can get that for you now.
right. But you understand why a lot of them are sending that way, right?
Yes.
I come up here and ask for a complaint form, and the first thing that lady's going to do is ask for an officer, most likely the sergeant on duty.
Right.
I don't know if I have a YouTube channel.
Well, the reason for that is we only have one dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody comes in and needs the complaint form, it's back in the back on the printer. So we go back there and pull one and hand it to the window and they can hand it out for you. So,
Right.
But like I said, if you want a complaint form, I can definitely get it for you. But all compliments and everything, normally either somebody comes up here and wants to see me or the chief in person and give a compliment, or mail a letter or email a letter or something like that.
Okay. I just, it's an idea for just
Yeah,
more,
absolutely.
more information, because I just, this one piece of paper, when you read it, just kind of looks like a veiled threat to the public. You know what I mean? Because this is, you list here, and it's just, the part that's highlighted is actually that code, and this is a continuation of the code.
Right.
But it makes it sound like y'all are going to give the officer we make a complaint on our information. Now, I understand that, that there are rules that y'all have to follow in your policy.
Correct.
It's supposed to protect us from that.
Correct.
But this makes it sound like you're not going to do that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'll look at this.
It's just kind of a PR thing.
I understand. No, sir.
Okay. Well, the only reason I mention this is because I had an issue. There's a small issue with a sergeant, and had I made the complaint that night, the dispatcher would have called the sergeant, right? And then that would have been who I had to make my complaint to. You see the issue? Now on the public building, Health and Human Services, it's a public lobby, public foyer. If I don't come in there and I don't cause a scene, I don't cause a disruption in their services, how can they ask me to be trespassed from the property? And can y'all trespass for more than 24 hours on public property?
So you'd have to give me more information on.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He said his body camera was running. I assume that when I made the accommodation that maybe y'all looked into it, but I was at a Health and Human Services.
Yes. Okay.
I went in there recording, and the first time I went in there just to I'd been told about the policy they had in there, and so I went in there to get a picture of it, and then to come back, study the laws and everything that they had listed there. And then if I found out, like I did, that essentially what they're using is the color of law. I mean, it's literally a definition. I'm telling you it's illegal. They're listing laws to discriminate against
I haven't seen what they have listed, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's
What was your question about?
okay, so they called, I'm guessing they called here and said that I was refusing to leave the lobby, which I was at the time.
Okay.
I didn't say verbally, I shook my head. She asked me for my name a few times, and then she asked me who I worked for a few times, and she asked me my name, and then before she just turned around and walked away, she said, well, I'm calling law enforcement if you don't leave.
Okay.
And the only reason I walked out of the lobby is it was 5 o'clock. And I know that after that 5 o'clock curfew, of course you can be trespassed from public property. But had I chosen to stay in there, which I plan to do Monday, how are y'all gonna?
So what happens once any business, whether it's public property, Walmart, Berkshire
But
Brothers?
it's not a
Okay,
business.
just listen. I'm gonna tell you. If the person over that controls that building comes up and says, "I want you to leave for whatever reason. I don't want you on property for whatever," and you refuse to leave, you can be criminally trespassed from that building.
And then I just have to work it through their superiors.
What do you mean working to their superior?
Well, I mean, because you can't trespass me from public property without. I mean, I have to do something.
Sure, you can. We issue criminal trespass warrants for several different reasons.
Like
Whether a disturbance there,
a disturbance.
yeah,
would be,
somebody not wearing. If a business tells you can't come in without a mask on, I know you've seen the lady down there.
Yeah.
So what happens there is, everybody
Now,
thinks.
with
Hold on. Everybody thinks she's getting arrested for not wearing a mask. What happens there is she's been asked to leave because she's not following their policy, what they mandated for whatever store that she was in. So when they say you need to have a mask on, it's just like no shoes, no shirt, no service.
Absolutely.
They have the right to refuse anything for no shoes, no shirt, no service, and no mask. Mm-hmm. You need to have a mask on, come in here, or you need to leave. I'm not going to leave. You're going to have to leave if you have to put a mask on. I'm not going to leave. Well, then they call the local police up there. Ma'am, you need to leave. I'm not leaving for not wearing a mask. You're not leaving for not wearing a mask. Now they told you want to leave. You're going to be issued a criminal trespass warrant. You need to leave. It becomes a criminal matter then. The mask, we can't go in there and tell somebody to put a mask on. Now we can go in there and if that manager says I want them off the property, you need to leave the property.
Mm-hmm. And I understand what you're saying. However, for them asking me to leave just for recording is the exact same thing as them asking me to leave because I'm black or I'm Mexican.
I'm not even going to debate that with you.
No, I'm telling you, it's not a debate. It's,
for whatever
it's
reason,
civil rights.
okay,
Either way,
whatever
you understand
reason,
what I'm saying?
What I would tell you is that if somebody that has care, custody, control of the building, that's the manager of that building, tells me I want that person to leave, and they're refusing to leave, and we get called up there, we'll say they want you to leave. If you say no, then you're criminally trespassing.
Right. Is Chief Parrish here?
Sir?
Is Chief Parrish here?
No, sir.
Okay, so right now you have care, custody of this building, right?
Yes.
Could you trespass me from here?
Yes. If I wanted to tell you to get off property, and you want to leave,
For no reason?
well, no, you have to have a reason. That's what I told you.
Okay, you want me to leave because I'm
can't-
recording.
I can't.
Can you do
It
that?
doesn't bother me. I feel like
I understand
anytime-
that it doesn't
anytime-
bother you.
Anytime I get out of
I'm
the
not
vehicle-
asking if it bothers you. I'm asking you,
Right.
can you
Well,
ask me that? No, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot say,
Right.
you cannot deprive me of my rights, period.
Every time I get out of a vehicle these days, I feel like I'm being recorded. Normally, we've got officers standing around, all of them got body cameras on, dash cameras. There's security cameras all over the place. So
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm being recorded all the time.
Absolutely. And there's cameras in both
Right,
corners
yeah.
of that office. So, I mean, they're already breaking their own policy, according to them, according to these laws that they have listed on the wall that
Well,
are
okay.
unconstitutional.
Okay.
And I've already sent a letter to the
Mr.
state.
White, I can't. We're
I'm
just
still
talking
talking.
over each other.
I listen to
Okay.
you. I've already sent a letter to the state,
Okay.
as well as the head office in Washington. I've heard back from the state. I haven't heard back from Washington yet. And I mean, it's already been decided in the Supreme Court. It's a public lobby of a public building. You cannot, for recording. Now, if I was going in there and I was making a lot of noise and I was disturbed, or if I just kept coming up asking silly questions, you know.
That business has rules of what goes on in there for whatever reasons, whether it be. And,
But again, you couldn't put up a sign that says no recording in
okay,
here.
what I'm telling you is that the management of the business asks you to leave for whatever reason. And
What
refusing
you're
to
telling
leave.
me is that y'all are going to put your names next to defendants in a federal lawsuit. That's what you're telling me.
Not at all.
Absolutely,
Not at all.
because
What
if
I'm
they tell
telling
me
you-
I need to
okay,
leave
listen.
and deprive me of my rights, and your officers come over there and legally enforce a violation of my rights, that puts y'all on the hook. And to enforce a policy, it's not a law. I'm not breaking a law. If I'm not breaking a law inside the building, okay, and it's a public building, it's a public entity, and all I'm doing is gathering information. Because originally, the first day I came there, I was actually going to ask questions, and as I was going over there, somebody informed me they had those signs. So then I went the first day just to get the signs. But I have information that I want to disseminate to the public that's in that building. I need to request it. Just like any other member of the media. If it was Channel 6, y'all wouldn't come in there and tell them they're trespassing.
Sure we would. If they called up there and said, we want these people to leave, we're to come up there and ask you to leave. If you say no, and they want to pursue criminal charge on you, then you're going to be arrested for criminal trespass. That's it. That's the law. If they want you to leave,
Right, but
whatever, just
so
listen.
you can criminally trespass on public property.
If they want you to, we do it at the parks here locally.
I understand what y'all do.
We do it. Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. That
Yeah,
this is
so what happens is if like I said in the beginning, if the manager of an establishment wants you to leave and you're refusing to leave, once we get in there, if he wants to pursue criminal charge because you're still refusing to leave, you're going to be arrested for criminal trespass.
okay. So I guess I need to talk to the city attorney because that would be the person that's prosecuting these cases, right?
Yes, sir.
And apparently nobody's fought them. I don't understand because you can't. One, unless I've committed a crime on public property, you cannot criminally trespass me from public property. Hold on. I listen to you. The reason you can't is because just like this is the Health and Human Services and CPS, you know, they're the ones that are in that building, okay? I need food stamps, all right? I've been trespassed from there. Now I'm no longer allowed a right that is granted to me by the government because the person over that office doesn't want me there. It's not how it works, sir. I'm telling you that would be a mistake. I don't want to be the one to have to do it, but I will be there
What
Monday.
what I'm telling you, just like I've said several times,
Mm.
if a manager of a department or someone that has control of that building doesn't want whoever on there,
Well, here's the thing. Like I've already informed you that I've talked to the state and federal, okay, which would be higher up than that manager there at that location.
okay.
Okay, so if I had prior permission to record in there, and then you violate my rights, I don't have to tell you anything, right? I don't have to tell you that I do or don't have this permission, right? So now, would you agree that having that permission from Washington saying I can record in that building would definitely make your arrest illegal? I don't have to inform you of it.
What I can tell you is that, once again, if you go up there Monday, let me put it to you this way. If you go up there Monday filming, and the lady calls, the manager, whoever calls up here and says, I want him off my property. And we go up there and she says, I want you off my property, and you say, I'm not going, and they want to pursue charges on you, you could be arrested for criminal trespass. All of the permission and stuff you got needs to go through her.
It doesn't need to go
Okay,
through
well,
her.
I'm telling you that's where we're going to be.